Hi, everybody. Is anybody here? Or did the 30-minute late start throw you off and you think we're not going live today? I'll wait for a few comments since I don't see any, just to see if anybody's here because Spirit's already here, but my sitters are not. So that's going to be fun. I'll just talk to Spirit and I'll just bring them all to the moderator. If nobody shows up. Hi, Data Clay. Good to see you. We have one. We'll give it a few more minutes. Unless this is Dana's grandmother that's coming through already. I definitely have a grandmother with me. She had a sweet way. Either she said, "Don't worry, baby," or "Don't worry, child." She had a song, a lyrical rhythm to her speaking when her grandchild was down. Good evening, Christine. Don't worry, child. Don't worry, child. She spoke like that. I also heard baby. I don't know if baby is me interpreting it or if she said, "Don't worry, child." Sugar child, honey child, I think. Hi, Helen. Welcome. So we're just giving a couple more minutes, but just, in case somebody comes late and it's their grandmother, instead of repeating all the evidence again. Now, there's interesting thing here is that I know it's a grandmother, but someone's mom is also here with her. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Donna. Hi, Shar. Okay, so welcome, guys, to the weekly Trance Evidential, where I connect with the essence of spirit, the energetic flow, and I come and I bring you guys information, and then when you can connect. Welcome. Hello from Canada. Hello, Canadian. There's another Canadian in the room too. Not me, someone else here. Welcome from Canada. So let's begin. So whoever I'm going to bring in, guys, just text me if you can understand this until we find the right sitter. And then I continue to blend with the beautiful, amazing, loving energy, and then move out of the way so they can speak and deliver the message directly from me to you. Now, I heard the name Becky, and I think I heard Amanda. And again, I heard Becky when the music was playing. And then I received a grandmother. Hi, Kathleen. A grandmother's, hey, Joao. A grandmother is with me. She had a nice, beautiful way. Hi, Virginia. Oh, you're sweet. Can we all see or hear our loved ones that passed 100%? You could feel them. You could hear them in your inner mind. You could see them. Absolutely, 100%. They never stopped connecting with us. So absolutely. Your name is Becky. Okay, Rebecca. Wonderful. Hello from New Zealand. Any messages going to love? Yeah, Joanne, let's see what happened with spirit. Now, so I have a grandmother's essence with me, and she had a soft, lyrical rhythm of speaking. So if you were upset, she'd say something like, "Oh, don't worry, baby," or "Don't worry, child." She had that kind of a way of speaking. Now, grandmother's here in essence, but so's mom. So the sitter would have lost both the grandmother and the mom. I did hear the name Becky, and I'm pretty certain I heard Amanda, if these names could work for you. So, Rebecca, if your name is Becky, would you happen to have a grandmother in spirit as well as a mother in spirit? And the grandmother had that lyrical way of calming you, like, "Don't worry, child. Don't worry." It would be up and down. "Don't worry, child. Don't worry, baby." Something like that kind of I could hear the lyrical tone. Yes, I do. Wonderful. Okay. Hi, Deb. Both passed. Okay, Becky. I'm going to call you Becky because that's what they're calling you, Becky. And would you understand grandmother's lyrical way, Rebecca? "Don't don't worry, honey, because they're coming in because you're worrying about something, Rebecca. And grandma's here, but mom is here too. Now, mom, I'm sensing more of a sturdy presence, right? She was more steady. So you would go to grandma for that comforting, loving support because mom was more steady, worrying all the time. Yes, okay, thank you, Rebecca. Like, in other words, I'm sensing mom, not that mom wasn't loving, don't get me wrong, but I'm sensing mom would be like, "Oh, Rebecca, figure it out yourself," that kind of stuff. Like, just go ahead and do it. Stop worrying. Just go ahead and figure it out yourself. And grandma would be like, come here, child. Sit next to me. Sit down." And she tap the couch. Sit down. Yeah, but still, say, yeah, okay. I know. I can see you. I can feel you young here. But she was more the nurturing. She would more, "Come sit down, child. Tell me what you want to do. Don't worry, honey. Don't worry, child. Don't worry, baby," whatever she said. And I could feel mom like nodding her head or saying like, "Mom, just let the girl be. Let her do it on her own," or something like that. So that's the dynamics I'm sensing with these two, with you in the middle. Okay, because that's exactly how I'm sensing them coming in. You spot on. Thank you. Where grandma is coming in a loving way, and she's kind of encouraging you. "Don't worry, child. You could do it. You could do it, my child." And she's got that rhythmical lyric. And your mom is coming in also loving, but more intellectual. Like she's trying to help you see where you're stumbling and where you're worrying too much. Like, why? Why do you have to worry about this? Why are you worried about that? Why are you worried about this? And she's talking about repeats. You're worrying about things that already happened in the past that you've already overcome. Why are you worried again? It's like you're not focusing on the repeats of life. And she's saying if you just focus on what you're worrying about now, you can go back. You can go back. Yeah, well, that's what she's saying. Notice that you keep worrying, but a lot of the times you're worrying about the same things from the past that you already overcame. So she says, don't just worry about everything. Focus on what you're worrying on. She's saying you can't rid of all the worry, but if you start itemizing it and recognizing what you're worrying about, you'll notice that whatever that is, you've already worried in the past and you overcame it. So then it's just more like the process of elimination. Take that out of the equation. Don't worry about that. Throw it away. If you have 10 things you're worrying about, look at it, and 5 of them, you've already done it. Cross them out. Now let's worry about the next 5. That's how I think mom was with you. She was more, the voice of reason. Okay, great. She would always say to you that kind of stuff. Just focus on this. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the past. Focus on this. Okay. And grandma's gonna come through now. So mom wanted to get the message across, but grandma wants to come through. She's the first one that I got. That's why she said Becky. Okay, great. She's really sweet. I like her a lot. She has such a beautiful, loving, grandmotherly way, that she can see no wrong in you ever. Let's let this beautiful, beautiful essence come through for you, Rebecca. Somebody had a garden. Either she had a flower garden or you have a flower garden, but she's giving me a visual of a garden, and she's in the garden. She's speaking about the garden. My sweet girl. My beautiful, sweet girl. Taking care of a flower garden is a lot of work. one must tend to it, prune it, water it, nurture it, even whisper soft, loving words so the flowers can feel loved. That's when they bloom. That's when they smell wonderful. That's when one takes pride in themselves for cultivating such beauty. Your life, my darling girl, is just like that flower garden. You're pre-consumed with destroying one flower. You're worried you might overwater or not water enough. You believe you don't have the loving words to say to offer encouragement to the flowers in your life. And where you're so busy, worried, you're not realizing that you too are the flowers. And you smell magnificent. And you stand proud in the sun in all your glory and beauty. And so many marvel at you. So believe, my dear girl, that you don't need overwatering. You don't require kind, beautiful words to just shine your radiance into your world. And if you accept that for yourself, then transfer it to all those around you and all these worries that consume you. For the flower always rises, always blooms, and always shines its radiance, just like every soul with a body. Be the flower, my dear girl, and nothing more. Yeah, Rebecca, they sure are. Thank you, Becky. That was fun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful essences. And I felt your mom right next to me too, which is great. Let me go back up and say hi to people that came in late. I don't know where I left off. Let's zip through this really quick while I'm connecting with the other one. Wow, a lot of people came in. I missed all you guys. Woohoo! I'm all the way back up again. Well, let me just pick up from. Oh, that's where we were. Okay, right back here. That's where I left. That's where I looked last. You all came while that was happening. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sharon. Whew. Hi, Nita. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Helga. Hey, Bev. Hey, Helen. Sharon Marie. Lorraine. Eva. Hey, Eva. How you doing? Hey, Jules. How you doing, Jules? Okay, I think, and Linda, I think I said Linda. Oh, thank you, moderator. I just sometimes it's just quicker to run down them. Hi, Shaw. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Okay, I think I'm back. Hi, Tina. Hey, Melissa. Hey, K Weezy. Hi, Christine. Thank you, Christine. Hi, Karen Eckerson Adams. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Helga. Hey, Mary. I said you guys already. Sorry. Okay. Now, thank you, Rebecca. If I'm always picking up your family, that means they're always coming through for you. Are you asking them to? Is that why you have all your traps in the house so you can sense their energy? They're just answering your calling. That's all this is. It's great. Okay, guys. Now, how, for those of you that may be new, how this is working is that I don't really look at your text messages. So, if you ask to bring in spirit, I'm bypassing that. I'm just going with spirit. I'm going with the frequency. I'm going with what I feel. And the more I focus on them, the more powerful it becomes. And I give you guys your evidence. Thank you. I'm glad you're well, Eva. I'm bringing you through the evidence, and then whatever you can take, just text it. That's when I'm reading the text, and the moderator is helping. And then when we get our sitter, the more I connect. Now, I heard the name Peter Morrison. It came together. First, Peter built, and then Peter Morrison. So Peter Morrison. Again, it could be a full name. It could be Morrison is another name. Peter's another name, whatever. I'm sensing this is a father. This is a father. Why is he a father? Because it's interesting. He's showing me memories when you were young. And I'm sensing that you're going to remember this connection as he was more of a father figure when you were young and not necessarily a father figure when you were older. So, however, you too, Karen. However, you can take that. Hi, Elise. Welcome. However, you could take that. If it's a divorce, if it's distance, if it's he passed early, I don't know what that means right now. But you're going to remember your father as more of a father figure, a father presence when you were younger, and not so much as you got older. And again, the name Peter Morrison, whatever this is to you guys, is what it came through so far. But I'm also sensing that in spirit, though, you're aware he's around. So either another medium has brought him through more than once, you're sensing him because you're also recalling these earlier memories. And you're like, why do I keep thinking about this past? Something about a bicycle, something when you were younger, it flies into your consciousness every so often. You're like, why am I thinking about this? Who can understand anything so far about this? Because the reason why you're receiving these thoughts every so often is why he's coming in to talk to you about this, to bring you this. An Uncle Peter on earth was like a father to us. Okay, Sharon, very good. Can you understand the name Morrison or Morrissey? One of those. And Sharon, can you understand the time lapse where he may have been more fatherly to you when you were younger and not so much as you got older? Hi, Michelle, welcome. Maybe he passed early. Maybe distance, travel, geographical distance, something like that he's bringing this in. He lived with you. Okay, when you were younger, right? Was it also throughout his life until he passed, or was it some distance? Because if he lived with you throughout your life, then the distance part has to do with you and somebody in the living. So where does the distance fit in? Yeah. Yeah, what? Yeah, he lived with you when you were younger, and then there was separation. He may have died when you were younger, or he left and lived somewhere else, and you guys moved, or somebody moved. Which of those two makes sense to you, Sharon? He went, lived on. Okay, that's perfect. That's the distance. Thank you, Sharon. That's exactly right. And Sharon, can you understand why he's bringing in the sound of a banjo. That's very odd. You know, ding, 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 the banjo sound. I don't know why in the world he's bringing in the banjo. I don't even know if it's country music or something about the country, or I'm not really buying it yet. I'm not catching it yet, but this has to do more with you, with the banjo. Would you understand? Thank you. Would you understand what the banjo symbolizes? Why he's bringing that in? Maybe it's somebody in your life that's connected to the banjo or the South or something. And again, the name Morrissey or Morrison. Can you understand that name? Maybe it's connected to the banjo I'm getting, because these two are kind of popping in and out, and I'm not catching why he's bringing it. If you're not answering it, because then that means that you're not placing either one of them, but he keeps bringing it back. It's a loop. So something here we have to figure out, because within that is why he's coming in with the message. The banjo sound, or country, or deep in the mountains, or however. Peter's his son, uncle, my father. Your father-in-law played the banjo. Okay, that makes sense. Like your grandfather, my granddad is Peter. Okay, his son, my uncle, is Peter. Peter is his son, my uncle, and your father-in-law played the banjo. Wonderful, perfect. I think I have the uncle, because you said he was more like a father, because I felt a fatherly figure. So if he lived with you as more like a fatherly figure, I understand that. And your father-in-law played the banjo. Great. Thank you so much, Sharon. And the last question, Sharon, can you understand why Morrison or Morrissey keeps coming back to me? Peter. What I received was Peter Morrissey or Peter Morrison. That's the names I got. Peter Morrison or Peter Morrissey. I think it was Morrison at first. Can you understand, if you understand Peter as the uncle, can you also understand Morrison? We got the banjo. We understand the distance. We understand we felt more of a fatherly presence in your life in the distance. You understand that as you got older, all of that you've already validated, which is perfect. Just the last piece of information here is, do you understand Morrissey or Morrison? It doesn't have to be his last name. It could be somebody's first name. I don't know. Maybe Jim Morrison, The Doors. I don't know. Let's think outside the box here, because Spirit's not going to give us the how we want to absorb it. They're going to give us that we have to work on together. Morris, no. Okay, that's fine. Don't even worry about it. That's fine. So your father-in-law played the banjo. Okay, because the banjo and Morrison came in together as a flash. So this is why Peter's coming through. Okay, so your father-in-law's in spirit. He played the banjo. You don't know Morrison or Morrissey. Maybe it's a location, Morrison or Morrissey. Is it perhaps somewhere you live? You shop at Morrison's all the time. Okay, Morrison's all the time. That sounds good. That works. I see why you're asking who comes through. You think the father-in-law is coming through. They could all be together, but I got the name. Maybe it is the father-in-law, because if he's bringing in the banjo and he's bringing in Morrison's, maybe it is the father-in-law at this point coming through right now, and he's coming in. I'm assuming, Sharon, you're still married. I'm assuming that you're still connected to your father-in-law's child, but something is happening right now. Can you understand that? I think there's more than one. I have a feeling the father-in-law is present and the uncle is present, because they were both coming through, but it's shifted when I started seeing the banjo playing and I got the name Morrison. So I'm going to go with, you're still married, but something's happening here. There's some kind of a shift going on. There's some kind of turmoil, there's some kind of friction, there's some kind of something happening here that's kind of making you pause to think. Would you understand that, Sharon? Because this is why they're both coming through. It's as if the father-in-law is speaking on behalf of the husband and the uncle is speaking to you, but they're kind of giving the same information. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So it's still somebody in your life, which is fine. Maybe I just assumed it was his son. Still, the father-in-law and the uncle are both present, coming through, speaking about this rift that you're going through. Well, why would the father-in-law come in and say it? Why are you saying it? What are you here for? Okay, I understand what he's saying now. So, Sharon, you would understand that whatever this rift you're going through right now with this other person in your life is kind of making you reflect on your ex-father-in-law's son. Some similarity or some kind of conflict or some kind of result is happening that's kind of mirroring your past. Because he's coming in with that. Hey, Bill, how are you, bud? So he's coming in with that, like that's why he's coming in. Okay, they're both now bringing insight to if you focus on what you're going through right now. Yeah, what you're going through right now, if you just pause to reflect, you'll notice similar patterns in the relationship like you had with your ex, right? You also are going to notice similar relationships that your uncle pointed out to you when you were younger. Okay, thank you. That's why they're coming in. So what they're saying here is it's about noticing the patterns. That's self-correction. You correct yourself so you're not stumbling into the same dilemmas again. So what they're saying is that they're noticing the patterns, but are you? Right? It's quick to place the blame on someone else and go through it. In the back of your mind, you're still placing blame on them, but it's hard to place blame on ourselves. That's the ego. But they're saying, notice how it reflects the past. So the father-in-law is saying, notice how a lot of this mirrors what you already lived through. And then he's like, it's all about breaking the patterns. Yeah. Okay. So now he's going to come through. Could be Peter coming through. I think they're both merging and coming through. Anyway, I'm just letting them come through. Awareness is the first step. Finding your courage is the next step. Finding the courage to reflect, to recognize where patterns occur, to recognize what you haven't released and you still carry forward, to recognize that there is humility to being vulnerable and apologizing, to recognizing that there is honor by accepting another one's apology. by recognizing you don't have to always get it right, as you don't always have to be right. And finally, by recognizing harmony begins within. If you are not equally happy, equally loving, and equally generous, you'll always be seeking it externally. And nobody can ever offer you or replace or match that harmony you already possess within you, which is why patterns repeat. For it's easier to seek externally for happiness than to recognize it within. Oof. Oh, that was fun. Hi, Sunrise. Hey, Cindy. Peace be still. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Jules. Hey, K-Weezy. Hey, Alethea. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Naomi. Oh, that was fun. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for letting me bring them through. That was a lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful essences. I really enjoyed it. I just noticed the time. Oh, we still have half an hour. It's 20 minutes. We have time for one more, guys. Thomas. This is a young man, Thomas. First, I was sensing brother, but then I'm going for more of a friend or a neighbor or something from the childhood years. But Thomas is the name I received. I'm sensing he was a bit overweight. He slouched over. Maybe he was tall and he wanted to stay. He slouched so he doesn't appear tall and all eyes on him. He was insecure. He would definitely blush a lot. His face got super red when just speaking to him. He was a really good friend to you. I think in the beginning, other kids mocked him, and maybe you felt bad, or maybe you mocked him too, and then felt guilty because he looked at you like with the sadness in his eyes, and you kind of just became his friend. You went against what your other friends were saying, or the other kids in the neighborhood or school or whatever this was, and you became his friend, and you realized that he was a good guy. He was a good guy. So, can anybody understand that so far? Hey, Luke, nice to meet you. Welcome. Not of vapor sensitive, 20 years old. Ah, interesting. Okay, Eva. Your uncle. Oh, you said whose brother was it? Brother to your father, Uncle Thomas. Interesting. Why did I feel it was a neighborhood friend? And would you be tall and maybe slouching over so nobody could notice that he was tall, like that kind of stuff? He didn't want eyes on him at all. He was an introvert almost, and his face would Heather. Yeah. Okay. Which part can you understand, Heather? Hi. So let's wait for what Heather understands, if it's a friend or brother or something like that. And Eva, would you understand um, school friend? There we go, Heather. That's what I'm going with. I felt it was a school friend. Absolutely, Heather. Thank you. Eva, if you can just listen on. Maybe we have your uncle in the background somewhere. And that's why the name Thomas was there. So okay, Heather, I think I'm with you because I know it's school, it's neighborhood, it's younger, where he was tall and he would slunch over because he don't want people noticing he was tall. He would embarrass very quickly. His cheeks would always beat red. You could even see like his whole face would turn red. Tall, slender. Okay, good. We have both of you so far. Okay, great. Let's see what happens. And Heather, would you understand the names Thomas connected to him in any way? Hey, Andrea, or yeah, Thomas. Would you understand that name, Heather? Yeah, I think it's a school friend, Eva, because he's reminding me that um, people would make fun of him, Heather, because he was quiet, right? Like then he was insecure and quiet and introverted, and people would make fun of him. And but you were his friend, even if you did make fun of him in the beginning. You were his friend. Thomas was my papa name and ex-husband. Okay, there you go. That's why that's the first name I got. Okay, great, Heather. So Heather, you can recall that you were my school friend that passed? Okay, a lot of school friends. All right. Luke, can you understand? Can you understand Thomas as the name connected to the school friend also? And now between Heather and Thomas, who knew him as a school friend, can either of you understand that the others made fun of him, and at one point you even did, but then I guess he looked at your eyes and you kind of felt his sadness, and you felt bad, and that's how you guys became friends, or something like that led to you befriending him. Would Luke or Heather understand that? Thank you, Eva. Thank you. I had a feeling too as a friend. Luke can understand that. Very good, Luke. How about you, Heather? Can you understand that? And Luke, can you understand the name Thomas connected to him, or anybody in the living? Choo Choo Thomas, I call them. Ah, there we go. 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 Okay, Heather, great. Hey, Ben. Hey, Melanie. Okay, so Luke, just let me know if you could take the name Thomas. I think I'm with Heather, but he was tall, lanky like me. Okay, Luke, excellent. So I think this spirit is with Heather. But Luke, listen on for the message and listen on for what else, because it could be that your friend's spirit is also here overlapping and a lot of the same similarities. But I'm just feeling this pull is for Heather. Now, Heather, you were very you were funny. You cheer him up. You kind of you accepted him. Okay, good. And you teased him in a loving, just way, and he appreciated you. And I'm not 100% certain that you knew how much he appreciated you, because I'm also sensing that I don't think you appreciate yourself as much as you should. This is what he's making me feel, Heather. You did try. Yeah, I could definitely sense that. So this is the part, Heather, that he's going to speak about. Would you understand the part that you don't always truly appreciate yourself as you should? However you want to read that. Maybe you look at imperfections. Maybe you worry how they're going to receive you. Maybe you won't receive nicely recently. Maybe a heartbreak. All of the above. Can you understand that part? For you, which mirrors how he never felt appreciated, but he never actually let you understand how appreciated. Okay, Heather, that's perfect. Thank you. That's exactly what this is about. And he never really expressed to you how appreciated you were. All right. So that's where this whole thing is coming from, about being appreciated. Okay. So all of it. Excellent, Heather. Thank you. So let's let him come in now. Obviously, he's not insecure now. He's got a real powerful kick to his energy, that's for sure. Your heart always was and still is made of gold. You can quickly put yourself in someone else's shoes and feel for them. It was never that pity kind of feeling, but more that I understand you feeling. You saw me when nobody else did. I admired that in you. But my question to you is, why can't you see yourself as you truly are? Why are you relying on how others see you for you to glimpse yourself? You're incredible. You're generous. You're loving. You make people matter. You make them feel seen. You don't judge. You don't really ridicule. You just accept them. Your philosophy, everyone's different. That's what makes us all unique. Nobody gave me a nickname. I like being your train. You're a good friend. Your heart is open, and you're afraid it's going to keep getting broken. That's why you hide. Don't be afraid. I'm still with you, as there are so many others with you, loving you, embracing you, encouraging you to be yourself. Just be you, for you, And let that be enough. The irony. Me pumping you up. And you're always the one doing that for me. You see, we're the same. Good-hearted people. Just afraid. I'm still helping, guiding. I got you back. Just like you've always had mine. Just see the real you. And be as proud of it as I am. Oh, that's a beautiful energy. Jeez. Jeez, that's beautiful. Thank you, Heather. Thanks for allowing me to bring him in. What a beautiful, beautiful essence. My goodness. Wow. So, Luke, I hope you were able to take the message as well. So, could it be that, again, your friend was mirroring and essence to essence, they're all connected. So maybe some of that worked for you too. Hopefully you felt his essence also, which is really good. Whew. Okay. Thank you, Heather. It's an honor. So I think we're going to be out of time. The messages or whoever comes through. Angel guides, whoever comes through. Thank you, Rebecca. I don't look at the messages. I just kind of go with the flow of energy, of spirit, and I just kind of latch onto it. And that's when I'm bringing all the evidence. Hi, Mary the Aries. And then whoever can take it as a sitter, then we connect, and then I just connect with spirit even more, and that's how they speak through me to you guys. Thank you, Helen. It's all spirit, it's not me. But thank you, and absolutely, whoever comes in, guys, comes in. I'm not, filtering it, and that's where we're at, So thank you so much. I appreciate your time, everybody. Okay, I'll see you next week. I know we started late, guys, and I apologize for that. I was doing this in another group for them as a guest medium. So I know I'm not going to get this through in 8 minutes. We're going to wind up going 15 minutes over, whatever. And I know that the moderator isn't going to stick around that long. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you again next week. I'll be back on my regular time next week. 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. So take care, Karen. Good to see you, Karen. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun. It was beautiful, beautiful energy. And I'm really thrilled and I'm honored to bask in their love as they use me as a vessel for you to feel the love. I hope you all felt their presence and spirit's love the way I did. It's incredible. It's why we do this, right? To connect the spirit on that love level. Thanks, Christine. See you next week.